Good evening. My name is William Watkins, and I am Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, and I will serve as your host for this occasion. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2018 New Student Convocation of California State University, Northridge. Will you please rise for our national anthem performed by CSUN's Jazz A Band under the direction of Director Logan Howell. Thank you, and please be seated. Tonight, a distinguished platform party has been assembled to welcome you, our newest members of the CSUN campus community, as we embark upon this, the 12th annual convocation, and the first to which we've invited both first-time freshmen and first-time transfer students, and this year we have changed this event to now be called New Student Convocation. I will now introduce our platform party and ask that you hold your applause until the entire platform party has been introduced. I also ask that each of the platform members rise as I call your name. Starting on the second row, from my left to right, Dean of the Singh College of Extended Learning and University Senior International Officer, Joyce Voigt Javier. Director of Athletics, Michael Izzy. Associate Dean for the David Nazarian College of Business and Economics, Dr. Paul Lazzaroni. Dean of the College of Humanities, Dr. Elizabeth Say. Interim Dean of the College of Engineering and Computer Sciences, Dr. Hamid Johari. Director of Equity and Diversity, Title IX Coordinator, and our DHR Administrator, Susan Wah. Associate Vice President for Research and Graduate Studies, Dr. Chris Kachikian. Executive Director of the University Corporation, Rick Evans. Associate Vice President for Marketing and Communications, Jeff Noblet. Chief Diversity Officer, Natalie Mason-Kinsey. Dean of the College of Health and Human Development, Dr. Farrell Webb. Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics, Dr. Jerry Stinner. Associate Dean for the Michael D. Eisner College of Education, Dr. Christine Hayashi. Dean for the Mike Kerr College of Arts, Media, and Communication, Dr. Dan Hoskins. Associate Dean of the Oviatt Library, Catherine DeBoer. Faculty President and this evening's mace bearer, Dr. Mary Pat Stein. Now, on the second row, Alumni Association President Cindy Chernow, Vice President for University Advancement and President of the CSUN Foundation, Robert Gonzalez, Vice President for Administration and Finance and Chief Financial Officer, Colin Donahue, CSU General Counsel, Ryan Eskin, Chief of Staff, Jill Smith, Dean of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences, Dr. Jan Dominique Cersei. Our 2018 Diane F. Harrison Leadership Award recipient and CSUN student, Christopher Ordonez. Yeah. Also, our 2018 Outstanding Graduate Speaker, Kenya Lopez. University President, Dr. Diane F. Harrison. Interim Provost, Dr. Stella Theodulu. Keynote speakers, Nicole Maines and Wayne Maines. Your Associated Students President, Beverly Ntagu. Vice President for Information Technology and Chief Information Officer, Hillary Baker. Interim Vice Provost, Dr. Matthew Kahn. And finally, Associate Vice President for Undergraduate Studies, Dr. Elizabeth Adams. Please join me in thanking our distinguished platform party. Will the platform party please be seated? I would like to introduce and thank all of the associate deans who have served as marshals on this occasion, members of our faculty, our campus department chairs, members of Student Affairs and Academic Affairs Administration, student leaders of the Associated Students, University Student Union, student housing resident assistants, student athletes, and new student orientation leaders. Thank you all for your participation. Would you please stand so that we can recognize you? All of our other guests here assisting with the program this evening. Thank you. I understand also that a shout out is due to a special group of freshmen who have joined us this year, the Bridge to the Future Scholars. Are they here? Okay, welcome. So good to see you all here. So what is Convocation all about? This event was conceived to create an opportunity for every new student arriving at Cal State Northridge to begin to see the vision of completing their degree, to begin to create a sense of community among yourselves, to redouble your commitment to achieving the dreams of your families that you've brought here with you, to accomplishing your degrees. It's also a wonderful opportunity for us to hear from students, current students, as well as graduate students who've distinguished themselves and who by their example can be an example for you. So each year at this event, a CSUN student or recent graduate is invited to share their thoughts and insights into creating a successful university experience. These individuals are chosen for their exemplary scholarship and meaningful involvement both on campus and in the community. This year, it's my great pleasure to present Ms. Kenya Lopez, one of CSUN's 2018 Outstanding Graduating Seniors. She will be serving as our speaker this evening. Let me tell you a bit about Kenya. Kenya graduated in 4 years with a degree in criminology, and she, as she will share with you, she made absolute most of her experience here as a Matador. Kenya has said that CSUN believed in her when she didn't see it in herself. She says, and I quote, "Everything I am is because of the experience of this college." Kenya got her initial start at CSUN before her first class by attending Camp Matador. I suspect some of you had a chance to do that this summer. This was before her freshman year actually began. But that was just the beginning for her involvement on campus. She became a member of Delta Zeta sorority, served as a university ambassador, was a new student orientation leader, and a cast member of Take 28. In her sophomore year, she was selected to receive the Diane Harrison Leadership Award, and you will hear more about that prestigious award in just a bit. Kenya was actively involved in student government, serving as an Associated Student Senator, and then as its vice president. In 2016, Kenya was selected to participate in the Panetta Institute for Public Policy, where she gained knowledge on nonpartisan leadership, government, and public policy. In 2018, She interned at the Embassy of Mexico in Washington, D.C., with the Department of Hispanic and Immigration Affairs, and conducted research and analyzed statistics on the effects of proposed legislation on Mexican citizens in the United States. Kenya and her mother came to the United States to chase the American dream when she was just 11 years old. Everything Kenya does is to prove to her mother that all of the sacrifices made to get here and be here were indeed worth it. Kenya has been very open about her undocumented student status and wants to inspire other undocumented students to believe that their status does not define their potential. Upon graduation from Cal State Northridge, Kenya was admitted to USC's Marshall School of Business, where she will obtain a Master's of Science in Social Entrepreneurship. Kenya says that she knows in her heart that she is a positive contribution to this country, and fear will never bring her down, that she will continue to rise and meet every challenge as every matador should. Join me as I present to you, welcome, Kenya Lopez.
Class of 2020 and 2022, let me hear it. First of all, congratulations for making it here. It is such a great feeling to be back at the institution that changed my life, even though I still live down the street, but here I am back. New Student Convocation will forever have a special place in my heart, and I really hope it does for you as well. This marks the beginning of your time at CSUN, and in this very place, you will be walking to receive your bachelor's degree in just a few years. And the next few years coming your way are gonna go faster than you could possibly think. It was 4 years ago that I saw where you are today. And as cliche as it sounds, I remember telling myself, this is a fresh start. I have not made any mistakes at all. Whatever I did in high school, whatever you did in high school or community college doesn't define you. This is your chance to have a brand new opportunity to be who you want to be, achieve everything you're possibly capable of, and live the dreams that you ever dreamed of. 4 years ago, I sat in your seats. I listened to President Harrison talk about the winner of the Outstanding Graduate, the Diane Harrison Leadership Award. I'm getting my awards wrong today. I remember telling myself that I wanted to be that person next year. And through the resources and opportunities that I received at CSUN, I was able to accomplish that dream and many more. Like many of you, I'm the first one in my family to go to college. So I always felt that pressure to make my family proud, particularly like my mom, who made all the sacrifices for me to be able to be here and achieve this American dream that I'm living today. Like many of you, I had a lot of fears and doubts coming into college. I didn't have any money to come to college. I probably had like $3, and honestly, nothing's really changed. Some of you might be uncertain on how you're gonna pay for tuition. You might be worried about how often you're gonna get to visit your friends and your family. And maybe some of you, like myself, are living with the painful fear and uncertainty of being deported before you graduate with your degree, or getting your DACA taken away, or just being scared of listening to the daily news. But I want to tell you something. Don't be afraid. Don't let the uncertainty stop you. You have made it this far, and you have proven to be the most resilient version of yourselves. And when things get hard and you feel like giving up, remember that you made it this far not because of luck. You made it this far due to your capacity to succeed here. You got here and you can finish here. I always aspired to be this independent and educated, successful woman. I just wanted to be someone that students can look up to, and especially my younger cousins and now my baby sister, that they can look up to. But I really never thought I had that sort of potential. I didn't feel like I had any potential, and I lacked a lot of academic confidence. Really always felt like I was the least smart person in the room, and I always felt like everyone knew what was going on. Everyone understood the lecture better than I did, and I had to go home and read it like 4 times to still have some questions. But CSUN proved me wrong, and CSUN did something that I never felt I had done before. CSUN believed in me. CSUN opened the doors for me and gave me a bunch of opportunities that I never thought I would have. And ultimately, CSUN allowed me to become that person that I always wanted to be, but I never thought I could be. One of the most important lessons that I learned while I was at CSUN was not to just aspire to make a living, but to aspire to make a difference during my time here and beyond. How many of you love take and were attached by a take performance that you just watched during orientation? Hey. I was too when I was a freshman. And once again, I told myself I wanted to be that person to inspire the incoming class. I was a take member of Take 28, and I have to say that being in take was for sure the highlight of my CSUN career. For the first time, I feel confident and I felt empowered to share my story. Standing in that stage in front of thousands of students and proudly saying I am undocumented and I belong helped me realize the beauty within my struggle. I learned that it's not about where you come from. It's about your heart, your kindness, and your perseverance. The people that you're going to meet here at CSUN will become a huge part of your life. I found some of my best friends here, my significant other, incredible mentors that have supported me beyond words, and most importantly, I found a family. And I really hope that when you all graduate here, you leave with the same support system, because it's really easy to find here at CSUN. CSUN can and it will change your life in many ways that you perhaps don't even think it's possible. But that's only if you allow it to and if you look for the opportunities, because sometimes doors will only open if you knock on them. As cliche as this sounds, and I'm sure you've heard this plenty of times before, get out of your comfort zone and get involved. I cannot emphasize that enough. My time at CSUN would not have been as memorable, and I would have never received the recognition that I did if it wasn't for the opportunities and resources that I found here. We have over 300 clubs and organizations. Find the ones that are for you. Join one of the Associated Students departments. Get involved with one of our resource centers. Join Greek Live. Join the new student orientation team that makes everything happen here. Study abroad. Join a religious, cultural, or academic organization. And as Mean Girls would say, just suck up all the awesomeness that CSUN has to offer. Take advantage of the people behind me. They care more than you can possibly imagine. Every time that I had an idea, they helped me. When myself and the AS president at the time wanted to create this legal clinic, we never really understood how we were going to do it. And when we came to President Harrison to tell her our idea, as crazy of an idea as it sounded, she guided us in the right direction. And just a couple years ago now, we were able to inaugurate the first ever student support legal clinic. I want to end by thanking CSUN staff and faculty, and particularly President Harrison, Dr. Watkins, Jerry DeFelice, Patrick Bailey, Jacqueline Keatsman, and our beloved Christopher Aston, for seeing things that I didn't see in myself, for the love and support that you all gave me when I needed it the most, and most importantly, for helping me create my own CSUN family. We all have different definitions of involvement, and I really hope you go out there and create your own. Allow yourself to become that person that your 10-year-old self always wished to be. You can be everything you want to be as a matador. And be sure that all of the resources that you could possibly need to succeed are here for you. And when you graduate, I hope that you understand the meaning of this Winnie the Pooh quote that sums up my CSUN experience. And that is, how lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Make it the best 4 years of your life or 2 years while you're here. And remember that once a matador, always a matador.
Kenya, we want to thank you for those inspiring remarks and for the example that you've set for so many students here who want to follow in your footsteps. We'd like to present to you this momentum of this occasion so that you'll always have Matador life in your heart. How about another cheer for Kenya? So it's now my great pleasure to introduce the recipient of the Diane F. Harrison Leadership Award for 2018. Each year, the university awards an $8,000 scholarship to a student who meets certain minimum criteria, including the completion of the freshman year at CSUN with 30 earned units of credit, at least a 3.0 grade point average, and demonstrated leadership ability. A number of outstanding students applied for this award this year, and I would like to acknowledge several of the finalists who have joined us this evening. Finalists, as I call your name, please stand to receive our applause. First, we have Rebecca Ginberg, College of Health and Human Development. Rebecca, where's Rebecca at? Okay. She's right up front here. And Bethany Porter from the College of Health and Human Development. Wonderful. And Ara Abad Yanao from the College of Engineering and Computer Science. Thank you so much for the inspiring work that you have undertaken here at our university thus far. You are truly models of success for our new students. Now I am very pleased to introduce to you all the recipient of the 2018 Diane F. Harrison Leadership Award. Christopher Ordonez, will you please come forward and join me at the podium? Something tells me they know you already. Yeah. Christopher Ordonez is a sociology major with a minor in art and will begin his sophomore year at CSUN with a 3.3 cumulative GPA. During his freshman year, Christopher made an impact on other students, the campus climate, and the CSUN Dream Center. Some highlights include serving as a student intern in the Dream Center, member of the University Student Union Board of Directors, Facilities and Commercial Services Committee, serving as an academic mentor at student housing, students from housing, and a research assistant for the CSU Undocu Services Project. Christopher's letters of support came from Professor Tracy Buenavista and coordinator of the Dream Center, Dario Fernandez. Both praised Christopher's leadership qualities and his determined character. Professor Buenavista went on to write that, quote, "When I introduce Chris to colleagues, they are often surprised to learn he only recently completed his freshman year in college. Their sentiments are informed by the depth and breadth of his campus involvement, as well as the maturity that he exudes as a young person. From my observations of Chris's work and in the context of my years of training master's and doctoral students in education and ethnic studies, I can confidently state that Chris right now would be competitive and well prepared for graduate level work, and he's just a sophomore, okay. Dario Fernandez also noted his belief that Christopher's determination, mental toughness, respectfulness, and above all, his kindness makes him a stellar candidate for this award. Christopher is humble and considerate of others. When asked, quote, "If President Harrison asked you to create a campus-wide culture of leadership, and you had the chance to send a message about it to all CSUN students, what would you say?" Chris responded, "Don't be afraid to get involved. Don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid to be a better you." I like that. It's fabulous. Congratulations, Christopher. You are our 2018 Diane F. Harrison Leadership Award winner. President Harrison will now bestow upon you the custom sash for this award. Thank you very much. Another cheer for Christopher. So now you have seen two of the Diane F. Harrison Award recipients. It's my hope that all of you freshmen who are sitting here tonight are considering your commitment to your first year's work here so that you might indeed qualify for not only the $8,000 award, but I'm sure that Christopher and Kenya will tell you, and I hope you have a chance to mingle with them at the end of our program here, that the efforts that they have put in during their first year really propel them on towards the completion of their degree in 4 years, achieving of excellent GPAs, and meeting challenges of leadership that our campus, that all of these things are awards or rewards in themselves in addition to the CAS scholarship. I hope that all of you freshmen will commit to applying this next spring is when you apply. And we want you to know that there are also other great scholarship opportunities here at Cal State Northridge, and make sure that you make your way to the Financial Aid Office website to find out the range of scholarships for which you may qualify. I would now like to have you all welcome our interim provost and vice president for academic affairs, Dr. Stella Theodoulou.
It is my great honor to welcome you all to the university and to introduce tonight's keynote speakers, Wayne Maines and his daughter Nicole Maines. As many of you know, Wayne and Nicole are at the heart of this year's freshman common reading, Becoming Nicole, by Amy Ellis Nutt. Nicole Maines grew up in Portland, Maine, with her identical twin brother Jonas, her mother Kelly, and her father Wayne. As you will discover when you read the book, Nicole already had a well-developed sense of self in her preschool years, and her confidence and fearlessness grew as she moved into adulthood. Nicole is now a strong woman who speaks up proudly for safety and equality. She has been recognized nationally. She has been recognized nationally for fighting to make sure transgender students have the same rights as their classmates. This fall, Nicole will be stepping into a new role as TV's first transgender superhero and Supergirl. She is a role model for all students making their own kinds of transitions at CSUN. The fact is, as Amy Ellis Nutt observes in the book, we are all of us always crossing borders. Wayne, Nicole's father, accomplished a heroic journey on his own as he came to understand Nicole. From disbelief to loving acceptance, and from fear to great courage, allowing his daughter to become her own authentic self. Please join me in welcoming Wayne and Nicole Maines. And I apologize to you.
If we could, we respect the message you're trying to convey. These are our guests here at the university. And if we could, we'd like to allow our guests to share what they have come to bring to our new students, okay? Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to tell the truth. You want me to tell the truth? I'm going to, please, if you give me an opportunity, I'm going to go off script here for a minute. My family has been discriminated against. My family's lived in hiding. I didn't live with my daughter and son for 6 years because people marginalized who she was. I understand a need for you to protest. I understand for you to need to use your voices. And please believe me, I want you to do that. But I've always taught my children there's a time to be respectful. But let me tell you this story. My children, I never thought they'd make it through high school. We couldn't find a school to let my children go to. But now, because they had opportunities that you have, and I understand you don't always get everything you need, but Jonas is a senior in college. He's had the lead male role in every play in college. He even played Dr. Frankenfurter in a Rocky Horror Picture Show. As a conservative dad, that was a little bit hard for me to wrap my head around, by the way. So I asked Jonas if I could go to the show, and he said, no, you can't. It's too sexually charged. And well, is he uncomfortable? Am I that old-fashioned? And now my daughter, Nicole, she's going to be on television representing the transgender community. If there's anybody in her community that has had a reason to protest, it's my daughter. When I heard that she was going to be on television, I told her amazing management team in Hollywood, I said, you don't know what you've done. You don't know what the team at Supergirl has done. You have saved lives in America. Because there's kids in America that now have hope that they can be whoever they want to be. As parents, our job is to get you where you need to go. And I understand that not everything's perfect, because I'm far from perfect. But I remember when it was time to let Nicole go to college, all I could remember is this is my baby who was afraid to talk on the phone, my baby who was afraid to drive a car. And I got to tell you, I've had to be there every day for the last 15 years to protect her from hate groups. She had death threats when she was 11 years old. I know what it's like to be marginalized and miss out. When it was time to let her go to college, her mother said, Wayne, we've got to let her go. We've done everything we can do for her. It's time to let her find her own way. There's no better place in the world for her to make friends and use her voice. The same is true for every one of you. It's time. This is the place for you to be, to use your voices and learn. But here's the part that everyone might not like. I want you to reach out to your faculty and administration. And if you'll let them in and you listen, they can help you grow. Because there are challenges ahead for you, just like Nicole. But you have to listen. You really have to listen. You too, Nicole. You got to listen. You know, I've never been a good listener. I'm a white male with privilege that has a PhD. It's nice to wear the robe, by the way. And but one day, 10 years ago, when Nicole had a bodyguard at school, and her 10-year-old brother was being targeted and beat up by other boys for protecting his sister, I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I was so upset I felt trapped. And when I felt trapped, I go to the forest to find my focus. So one day I went into the woods alone, and I fell an American beech tree, and I cut that tree down, and I should have never been doing so in my current state of mind. I made the front face cut, and I cut the back of that tree, and I put a wedge. I felt like this wedge was every problem that I had in the world, and I hit it as hard as I could with that axe. And about 2 seconds later, this 6-inch diameter branch fell through the canopy, and a little tiny branch on that 6-inch branch scratched my front lip. I knew right then I had just dodged death. If that branch had hit me, I wouldn't be here today. I sat down on that forest floor, and I was alone, more alone than I'd ever been in my life. And I cried. I said, I can't do this anymore. I have to support my children. I have to grow up and accept my responsibilities as a father and a man. I had broken every safety rule in the book that day. I said to myself, I don't want to die. I want to grow. I watch my children grow. I watch them be safe. Wayne, I'm talking to myself, I need to start listening. When I went home that night, I started to listen to my wife, to really listen to her for the first time. I started to listen to people, young people like you. Our nation needs to start listening. I'm not sure who we're protecting anymore. I know we're not protecting the youth of America with the direction that we're taking. And I said I started listening to you. I started listening to kids with purple hair and nose rings and tattoos and those really funky earlobe things that I don't know what they're called. What I learned from you is that it doesn't make you different. It doesn't make you dangerous. I learned from you that everybody, LGBTQA, whoever in America, gets to be who they need to be. And you want the same things I want. You want a good, fair education and safety and a job. Because of all of you, everybody here, everybody that's using their voices, I listen to you. I'm a better person. I'm a better father. And I guarantee you I'm a better leader. We have always told Jonas and Nicole to be proud of who you are. They've done so much at such an early age. Everybody here needs to be proud of who you are. And you need to listen, and you're absolutely right. The young lady before us, you need to get involved. And I don't want you to just talk about it. You need to get involved and use your individual and collective voices for change. You know, I could stand here for hours, but I want to introduce you to my amazing and beautiful daughter. She has never wavered. She's always been there for me. And I want my family and your leadership to be there for you. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
Hello, how are you all? Hi. Give it up one more time for my father. How amazing. Okay. So, I love you too. Thank you all so much for allowing my father and I to come speak at your university. You know, I want to start off by saying what a complete honor it is for me to be giving the convocation speech at your university, especially because I did not graduate university. I'm currently taking time off of school to pursue an acting career. Thank you. And also to avoid taking sculpture too. I'm an art major. How many of you guys are art majors? Anyone? A couple? Tell your wallets I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, my sculpture class was, it was incredible for a lot of reasons. I almost set myself on fire a couple of times. I developed an entire new loathing for group projects. But the one thing that I will never forget about my sculpture class was walking in to the studio the first thing in the morning, like 8:30, on November 8th, 2016. I awoke to the news that Donald Trump had been elected as president. And I will never forget the way that you could feel the dread in the air. It was overcast, gray, and completely silent, save for the frat boys driving across campus chanting Trump. I walked into the sculpture studio and no one said a word. We all just sat there at the work tables in the same numb silence. I don't think any of us got much work done that day, but it felt welding, torching some metal made me feel a little bit better. After class, I sat down at my desk in my room and just cried. Because at that point, there was nothing else I felt I could do. My father came and visited me later that day. He dragged me out of bed, took me for a walk, and he took me to meet with a couple of faculty members for a pep talk. They invited me to a gathering in the student union that night. It was a place for students to share how they were feeling after the news had broken, a safe place for us to unpack how unsafe we felt. Even though none of us really knew exactly what we were in for with this new administration, and wow, weren't we in for a lot. Being in that gathering and being there, feeling what we were feeling with each other, made it feel like it was going to be okay. The rest of that week was made bearable because we knew we had other people going through the same thing we were. In the climate that we're living in now, education is more important than ever. It is very true that ignorance breeds hate, which is why it's so crucial that we continue to learn and to strive for bigger and better things. And yes, college is an incredible opportunity for you to better yourselves, for you to prepare for your careers and all of that you've been hearing for the past year. It's also about your own personal growth and exploring who you are as an individual. When I was in high school, I was able to come to a place where I could be comfortable with myself as a transgender person, where I was able to reach a kind of acceptance with myself and my body. And that was only because I was in an environment where I had room to explore my identity on my own. I was in a place where I didn't have to explain myself to other people. And I'm going to turn the page. And because of that, I was able to turn my attention inward and focus on my personal growth. For a lot of people, college provides that environment. And for the first time, it's where they're on their own and away from the people and the places that they've grown up with all of their life. And so for many, college is that place where they're able to experience the most personal growth because they have no one to please but themselves. And that's the truth. I guarantee you, in a couple months, midterms are going to roll around. You will all be way too stressed to deal with anything anyone else says to you. It'll just be too much. Gear up. So a lot of you are away from home for the first time, and you're away from your family and your friends. But over the next few years, you're going to make an entirely new group of friends. You're going to experience so much together, and you'll support each other as you grow and learn and become the best versions of you that you can be. I didn't find my tribe until I was a sophomore, because I was just like, between you and me, like, can you keep a secret? I was just like in a really crappy relationship, and it was just like not working out. It was like this guy, and he was living in my room with me, and he like didn't let me see other people. And it was just like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was like a Lifetime movie or something. So you guys are all way ahead of me. You know, you have time to find your tribe. But when I did find them, we all went through so much together. And they were my support network as I went through the hardest time in my life. And so when I told them that I was going to be delivering this convocation speech, I asked them to give me some pieces of advice to share with you all, some stuff that we wish we had had when we were going into university for the first time. And so the first and perhaps the most important thing that I can tell you is that it is okay to change. You should change. You are going to change. I am in no way the same person that I was when I was in high school. I'm not even the same person that I was a year ago. You don't have to know everything right away. These next 2 years are all about you. Explore, try new things, and that seems to kind of be the theme of tonight's speeches. Try new things, meet new people, put yourself out there. Every one of those experiences, good or bad, is going to widen your horizons. So join a club, join several. If something looks interesting, try it out. You don't have to love it or stick with it. Just dip your toes in the water. The same goes for classes. It is completely acceptable for you to change your major. My best friend back home has changed his major 4 times. He does not know what he wants to do. But that's okay, because college is about finding out what you like, what you want to do. Number 2 is don't be so hard on yourself. This was the hardest for me to learn. I know for me, it felt like there was a lot of pressure, to go into college, get straight A's, stick with my major, graduate on a strict 4-year plan. The truth is, shit happens. It's okay to not do so great on every test or in every class. You are only human. Your mental health is just as important, if not more so, as your grades. So take time for you. Take time to be with your friends. That science lab is not going to make or break the rest of your life. The sun will rise in the morning. Don't sweat every little thing. Third, if getting A's is very important to you, the best advice I can give is to be as annoying to your professors as humanly possible. No, I'm serious. I have fully saved my grade solely by sending emails. Last year, probably it was fall semester last year, I was going on speaking tours and I missed 2 straight weeks of classes. And I was in 2 coding classes. And I don't know if any of you have ever tried coding, but that's really hard. It's an entire language. And so when I got back, I met with my professor and I was sending him email after email. I was meeting with him on his own time. And by the time final grades rolled around, he told me, your work was like B average material, probably like a B minus. He bumped that up to an A just because I was annoying. Just because I was persistent. So be so annoying. That's what they're there to do. Ask stupid questions. There is such thing as stupid questions. Your professors can't tell you they're stupid questions, so ask them anyway. Be a pest. And the last thing is your friends are your family. You're going to go through a lot and you're going to do it together. They will always have your back. I awoke last semester at 4 a.m. to my roommate knocking on my door telling me she couldn't breathe. So at 4 in the morning, we drove her to the ER and made fun of her the whole way because the stupid idiot forgot how to breathe. She was fine. She was totally fine. But, we took lots of pictures to send to her professors of, tubes down her throat, and we were like, smile, oh my God, you can't. You're going to love your time at college. I am so excited for you, so stay positive. Don't be so hard on yourselves. And remember, it's okay to change. And I debated with myself, this is my last story, I debated with myself whether or not I was gonna share this with you guys, but I like you, so I'll share this. All right. I was hanging out sophomore year with my friends in their dorm room, and this is just another instance. You're gonna go through a lot with your friends. And so I had an issue. When I was 17, I received gender reassignment surgery, which is great. It was affirming, yes, everything you expect. What they don't tell you as a trans woman, you have to relearn how to use the bathroom. No one tells you that. And so I had some problems, and when I would laugh too hard, I would have accidents. So we were all sitting in my friend's room, laughing, having a good time, and they made me laugh too hard. And I peed all over my friend's floor, which made my other friend laugh so hard that she threw up all over herself. And so while she and I were cleaning bodily fluids off of ourselves, our other friends took our RA to the hospital because she was peeing blood, because she had kidney stones. All in the same night. My point is, you guys are going to, like I said, go through a lot. Just remember to laugh and to clean up after yourselves. Thank you guys so much for letting me come and talk to you.
Nicole.
I want to thank Nicole and her dad. If you would come up and please accept this.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
On our behalf.
Oh
You're
my
beautiful.
gosh,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Dad, thank you.
Oh, I don't know if you want to hold it or if I should. Oh, it's
And
heavy.
it is very
Oh, shoot. I wasn't ready.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
How about another cheer for Nicole and Wayne? Fantastic. Nicole, our students might get a little bit different advice about studying. So, just saying. Before we conclude, I'd like to acknowledge those persons who've helped to make this event possible. Logan Howell and the CSUN Jazz A Band and the brass musicians from our music department, members of our campus staff who organized tonight's ceremony, our new student orientation leaders, our housing resident assistants who worked so hard to make this occasion possible, along with our orientation leaders and resident assistants. I finally want to thank the new Student Convocation Committee. Now it's my hope that what has been shared with you tonight will help you as you move forward in your careers. Now, for all of our new students who have pens, students, hold up your pens. All right? Our students, let's hold up your pens. Let's take those pens off of those programs and put your new CSUN new student pens on. All right. So after we conclude this ceremony, we're going to have a reception up at the portico where there will be lots of food. Students who want to know about that, you're going to walk straight up this way and move to the portico. We want you to know that not only is the programming here a part of Northridge, but that's a part of Northridge as well as the students who are protesting here. We get it done as a community and as a family here. Now it's my great privilege to bring on to you your student body president, Beverly and Tagu. Come on up, Beverly.
How are y'all doing today? Okay, y'all could do better. Okay, I'm gonna say hey. I want y'all to say hey. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Okay. Well, welcome again to all our new Matadors. I'm always excited to speak to you all, and I hope you're having a great first 3 weeks of school. To give you a little refresher, Associated Students is the primary advocate for the student body. So as the AS president, I work for you. My voice is your voice. And if you ever want to find me, I am located in the USU, and I got snacks. So always come by and visit me. I always got snacks. So since your voice is my voice, I think we should all use our voices and use this time to sing the alma mater. For some of you, this may be your first time hearing the alma mater. Singing the alma mater serves as an opportunity to show off your Matador pride. If you don't know the words, it's okay. The back of your program, flip that over. The words is right there. Now that I think of it, we have a little bit of assistance for you. Orientation leaders, are y'all ready? I don't think I heard y'all. Are y'all ready? Jazz band, are y'all ready? All right. New students, if I can ask everyone to please stand for this very special performance of the CSUN alma mater. May this be a wonderful memory of your new student convocation. Let's sing it aloud.
Students, we invite you to join us at the portico for some food.